Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And I was looking at YouTube, and some videos popped up. A couple of videos of old TV show in Alabama, all about Crimson Tide football, called The Bear Bryant Show. And I watched a couple of them. One of the things about them, it's Bear. Coach Bear Bryant was it's very hard to understand what he's saying when he talks. You have to listen to it a few times to really understand what he's saying. But he has a lot of interesting things to say. And one of the things that I found different about his football teams was that whenever they played, I first saw them play in the late 1970s and early 80s, and while he was a coach until he retired. And one of the things I saw about Bear Bryant's team was the fact that you you'd see the game first couple of series of plays, you'd see the first string quarterback, and then maybe like the third series you'd see the backup quarterback playing, and maybe the backup would play one series, maybe a couple of series, and then you'd see the starting quarterback back in the game again, and this would go on for a while. And if these games became games where Alabama was wiping out an opponent, you'd even see the third string quarterback come in and play some series, and you might next series you might see the starting quarterback back in the game. You never knew which series, which quarterback was going to be in there, and I don't really know why he did that. I don't know if it was to help avoid injuries, or maybe give more playing time to the backup quarterbacks. I didn't pay as much of attention as to whether he rotated around other players on the strings as well. I just noticed you'd see different quarterbacks in on different series, and sometimes in one series you'd see one quarterback, and then you'd see the next quarterback on the same series of plays. So kind of interesting to watch. And I pretty much saw that in every game with Bear Bryant. Maybe not as much in bowl games. I can't remember, but I do remember the quarterback changes in the games, and I remember first quarterback I saw play when I started watching Alabama football was Jeff Rutledge, and then later on, I was like Stedman Shealy was the starter, and then but all those games you would see the backups come in. I remember Don Jacobs, I think, after Stedman Shealy, and then they had like Kent Coley was a backup to Don Jacobs, and you had Walter Lewis as one of the other backups, and after Don Jacobs, I think the starter was Alan Gray, and you'd have Walter Lewis come in also as a backup, and another quarterback, Paul Fields. That was another one I remember seeing on the field. And I believe after Alan Gray graduated, I believe Walter Lewis was a starter for a while, and after that, I really don't remember. I'm thinking maybe Walter Lewis was still on for one more year after Coach Bryant retired, if I'm not mistaken. He may have been the starting quarterback when Ray Perkins took over as the coach of that team, and I don't remember other coaches doing what Coach Bryant did, playing different quarterbacks in one game. I did see where there was one game where I believe they were playing Kentucky. Alabama actually played 5 different quarterbacks in the game. Kind of interesting to watch. But one, I think they beat Kentucky something like 42-0 or something like that. Thing was a wipeout, but it did give the backup quarterbacks some playing times. Kind of interesting to watch. I've never seen a team ever play 5 quarterbacks in a game, other than that particular one. I've seen games where there've been at least 3 quarterbacks played because of injuries. I've seen that happen. I've seen games where both the starter and the backup quarterback have both been injured, and they've had to throw in a running back at the quarterback position to finish the game. I have seen that before too, but that's one of the memories I have of Coach Bear Bryant when he coached Alabama, and I liked watching the football when he was the coach. He had some very good football teams. And later on, they've had teams that have been also good. Gene Stallings coaching them, and Nick Saban as well. And they brought in the coach from the University of Washington. So we'll see how he does as the Tides coach. And I'm titling this one "Roll Tide Why." I need to come up with some more catchier titles to try to get more viewers. I am finally over 500 subscribers. It's taken quite a few years just to get it to that point, and I want to get 500 more and keep this thing going. And with that being said, I'm looking for ideas on shows to do about preserving history, especially obscure aspects of history, which this is definitely another obscure one. And with that being said, like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching.